Hi, Ross. Hi. How are you? I don't know if I can start with the interview. Are we waiting for some order?
We're ready
Let's
to
do it.
party.
Okay. Let's start. So, the first, you're ready to party. Okay, here in Argentina, maybe you can go to a party. You've been here to Argentina before. The first one is very obvious, but what do you recall from your first visit to Argentina?
What do we remember from it, you said?
Yes.
I remember an electric show.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every time we come to Argentina, it's just like people are so excited. And it's such a great energy to have for a show because it just, and I don't know. I'm really excited to experience that again, actually. But I feel like I remember great food and a lot of fans, like
a lot of fans, a lot of madness.
Yeah, like outside the hotel.
the right kind of madness.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a beautiful challenge to perform back in a place where you rocked, but now with a different project.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's our first time as the Driver era coming to Argentina. Which is super exciting. I'm so excited to hear like how the songs react in the country, and I don't know.
I was gonna say we're gonna play a new one then.
Probably not yet. It probably won't be done.
You are sold out. 2 shows sold out. You know that?
Wow, sold out.
Yeah, sold out.
Yeah.
That's good news.
We said we were ready to party.
We love it. That's so cool.
Yeah. I wanted to go back a couple of years to the lockdown and to the experience of writing and recording during the lockdown. And if you took the lockdown as an opportunity to write more songs and to listen to more music also.
Definitely, music's kind of always around us. Like we're always listening and somewhat studying, I guess you could almost say, like trying to find like what we think is magical. And whether that's like in our creating of it or in our like witnessing of it, if we're kind of like always like trying to find the magic.
Yeah.
But in the beginning of lockdown, we kind of took it as a hiatus. Like we just sort of, we're just hanging out for a little while. You know, we work a lot, and we've been working, like, I've been working pretty steadily since I was 15. And that was actually like the first time there was a reason to break.
Yes.
And it was wonderful. Like I really enjoyed the pandemic. I know that's kind of like weird, but it was amazing.
Well, there's lots of people that say, yeah, at the first I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that moment or that hiatus. Well, after that it went long, and well, you had to work. But at first, I don't know.
yeah, exactly.
And how do you know when you have a good song? When you write a song, how do you know that?
You kind of don't. You just sort of gotta follow what feels good. Yeah. Like that's kind of our general rule for life in general, is like if it feels good.
Yeah, you
follow your feelings.
I guess you kind of just make music that you like to listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like, so like, you know, I guess there's times where like there's a song you like that's like on Spotify, and you're like, you may play it for a homie, and it might not be up his alley, but you fuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that is kind of your gauge, but I do also think if you're like, okay, I'm trying to write a song, and you want it to have like a certain kind of experience, or like I don't know, if you're going for, you can kind of create, like decide the feeling that someone's gonna feel when they hear it. Somewhat. So it's like, I guess when you get to that point, it's not necessarily like bad or good. It's just like, oh, this is what I feel when I hear it. So it's almost like dance music. It's like, you're not. I guess you're not like, oh my god, this song is terrible, but you're like, oh cool, it's a dance song.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's honestly, it's
and then kind of like within that, there's like, you can still like, I don't know. I feel like you still know if it's like, if it has that potential though.
I agree. There's like the song we're working on right now, to me, like we had it in a place and then we kind of kept messing with it. And at a certain point, you're like, oh, this kind of flows now. Or like more, it flows more.
Yeah.
So you can kind of keep increasing the flow, like the more maybe you like finesse something.
Sure.
Honestly, yeah.
And I read an interview where you said that you can have like 10 songs started but not finished. Is that correct? That you have a lot of songs and
We have
It's more than, it's like,
100 probably, actually. But it,
and we like them all.
Yeah,
too, that's the thing.
how do you pick them after that? How do you choose, I'm going to finish this?
You go session surfing. We have this, so we call it session surfing because
Yes, session surfing, that's good.
it's called like a session.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like we'll go session surfing and we'll just play songs until like
yeah.
we have an idea for one,
Yeah.
and then we'll just start working on it. So
there's sometimes also there's the song seems like it'll kind of find its way sometimes. Like the next one we're putting out seemed like it
chose itself.
yeah, it kind of like is like, oh, that should be the next one. Like you know, like it never crossed my mind, and Ross was like, oh, yo, I think it should be this one. And,
Yeah.
and we kind of like had played it for some people, and like
Yeah, our
once he
manager
said that,
really loved it.
yeah, once he said that, I was like, oh, actually, there isn't another option. That is the one that should be next.
We're kind of
100%.
spiritual guys, so we like to
Yeah.
follow the flow.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you a lot of writing and recording, but I want to know about playing live and your first show after the lockdown, because I don't know, I think you maybe had a lot of energy from that show.
You're so right. The first time in Minneapolis, I think.
Yeah,
Minneapolis.
Played,
that was crazy.
we played the venue that Prince owned, and I think he shot not Purple Rain. Yeah, Purple
Oh
Rain.
man,
Oh shit!
I think he shot like some of the scenes in there.
That venue was sick.
And
beautiful.
we're huge Prince fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Who's not a Prince fan?
the show was so good. Like
it was a kind of
it was euphoric.
yeah. It was
wild.
It was funny because I think it was the first show for like a lot of the crew guys, like kind of everyone that was like working that day. Is their first show in like 2 years span. And so you could kind of like tell like throughout the day, it was almost like, hey, you're like, I was kind of like peeping people, like, oh, you could see what's about to go down right now.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of the vibe. And then it was like, boom, we just like right when we hit the stage, it was just like, oh shit, oh, this is vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this moment where I was saying something to the crowd,
Yeah.
along the lines of like,
You said.
I'm in heaven or something. I don't know. So yeah, it was great.
You said you are a very big Prince fan, and I read an interview where you chose artists and songs for a playlist in a interview magazine or some video like that, and you chose a lot of classics, new artists, but also a lot of classics. And I wanted to ask you about that, your respect for the classics. What happens with classical music in your head and in your heart?
It's just that element in music when the song doesn't get old.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what makes a classic, is like you can just listen to it for infinity. And so that's a quality that we really like in music, and we strive for, in a way, of wanting our songs to be able to be listened to, like to be in depth enough to where maybe you're hearing new things all the time in the music. I feel like that's my favorite quality of music that music can obtain, is like a classical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
when you think like, I mean, there's so many classics, but like obviously the Beatles. No, not, or like, yeah, obviously the Beatles, like Stevie Wonder, like Prince.
Yeah, there's
you know, it's like they're just great.
when I get in my car now, I always put on this station. I didn't. This is like a new thing. I don't know how I didn't know about it all this time that way. I think it's 104.7, and it's like a classic kind of station. They play Prince all the time. And legit, every time I get in my car, I don't even like go to Spotify anymore. I'll first just like hit that station and just I'll always peep what's on, because normally it's something where I'm like, damn, this is just like home run. Like it always is like, because to me also what these songs are talking about, they stood the test of time, which you're saying is like we kind of want to do. So they somehow made it all the way to us now, which means they're probably like they got something to them.
Yeah,
they're like they're good. There's a lot of music.
I think we were kind of going like, you know, everyone experiences music differently at different times, and I think maybe during that time we were discovering just a lot of music that we knew we loved. Like when we first got Spotify for some reason, that's really kind of when I started like crafting a catalog for myself.
Yeah.
Almost. Music.
Yeah, you're like, oh
yeah.
Right. So I think maybe around that time we were discovering a lot of classic music that we were just like enamored with.
And if I go to your Spotify and I listen to the Driver Era, I listen a lot of evolution between songs. Every time you're evolving, but you're always keeping true to your identity. I wanted to know how you do that.
Hey, bro.
You know, we've actually like, I don't know. We're just making music. Like, I don't know. We're just like having fun. You know, well, yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, you just
enjoy doing it, I guess.
Yeah. I guess you try and always like input energy into whatever it is you're playing, like the best you can. And we're kind of like suckers for that and that feeling. Like for sure, like we're just like, oh, like that's why there's so many unfinished songs, because that is like the like in a weird way, that's the like the main hit is like that, when you're like, oh, here's like a thing that just is like didn't exist before, now it does.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Like a feeling of inspiration.
Yeah. And so you're I guess the reason why it somehow does stay true to us is because we do our best to not like stray away from that.
Yeah. Because in that feeling, it's like we're always wanting to do something new too.
Yeah.
Because of that feeling. Because we're like, what else is there?
Yeah.
It's an exploration.
Yeah. Totally.
For us.
I like that.
Yeah, and maybe your identity is also to be very eclectic. I don't know. I find in the Driver Era a lot of styles, with a lot of group, but a lot of styles. I think maybe the identity is to have a lot of identities.
Yeah. When I think about like these songs that we have that we're gonna start rolling out here, it still is more diverse. It still is, not like the rest. Like so. It's
well, it's also like how we consume music.
Totally.
Like everyone nowadays is like, they're all over the map.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
Of course, yeah.
Do you just like that song?
Super wide.
Yeah. So that kind of has an influence.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The last question I have is kind of silly or easy, but maybe don't. If I ask you, what is music all about? What can you say? If it's one thing only, I don't know, but maybe for you, yes.
I think it's about bringing people together. I think it's about amplifying emotion and vibration. Because ultimately, sound is like, it has a wave to it.
Yeah.
So it literally can penetrate you, and it's a beautiful thing. It's like it could be positive I mean, it's always positive.
Yeah.
You know, it just like it can make you feel good. It's wild.
It's like love for your ears.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to think, like, what the fuck is music? What is sounds like? But I guess it's like, yeah, it's like, it's like your ear, you're pleasuring your ears. That's so fucking funny. Yeah.
Without music.
Guys, it was beautiful to talk with you guys. I hope you have great shows here in Argentina. See you there.
It was nice talking to you too, yo.
Jinx.
Nice to meet you. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.